Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pick and Roll, the NBA betting show on the board YouTube channel, live every weekday morning right here as part of the Hammer Betting Network. And today on the show, we have quite a show. 4 NBA free picks on the way for you guys. It's not a massive Wednesday slate, but it is, in the eyes of Pips here, our resident NBA bettor, a good slate to be working with. So if you're hyped up for the 4 picks, make sure you guys have hit that like button, help support the show, get us up to 50 likes on today's stream. And also, if you want to see free picks like this on weekday mornings, make sure you are also subscribed to our channel. Just putting the finishing touches here to make sure that we have all of the necessary information that we have for the picks and that we are ready to give every play out. And I think that we are in place here. So let's get you these NBA free picks. First of all, we have 2 SGPs available at DraftKings. We'll have a player prop at DraftKings and then a player prop at Caesars. We go to the Rockets and Bulls for our first play here for minus 105 odds on a DraftKings SGP to get Kobe White under 20.5 points and Alperen Şengün 18 plus points. We're going back to Şengün overs here. And in our second play, we're going to the Spurs and the Pistons. We're taking Wembanyama over 2.5 blocks and 18 plus points. That's plus 100 at DraftKings. Player prop here, run to this one. It's the Thunder and the Heat. Maybe play this one first if you're going in a specific order. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander under 33.5 points for minus 105 odds at DraftKings. And the final play that we have for this slate is Jordan Poole. We're taking his over this time against the Pacers at 16.5 for minus 108 odds at Caesars. Okay, 4 plays for today, Pips. Let's go to you, back to that first play, and talk to us why we're going to take Şengün over once again and pair that with the Kobe White under.
So yeah, this is centered around Kobe White. So if you take a look at Kobe White with Lavin, with Vucevic, with DeRozan playing together, he's under this line in 14 out of the 17 games this season. And the 2 overs were in the last 2 games where it was a overtime game where Vucevic and Lavin were still limited, especially Vucevic, and it was a great matchup. Now it's a very difficult matchup for him, and my Rockets don't allow a lot of free throws, don't allow a lot of spot up shoots, don't allow pick and roll points, and yeah, as I said, like man, there is Lavin there, Vucevic, and DeRozan. Kobe White should be back to his like 3rd to 4th scoring option, and this line is just way too high against the Houston Rockets. Slow pace, good defense, and tough matchup overall. So I just think this is a bit inflated for Kobe over with some great games without Vucevic and Lavin lately. And Şengün, both are the number 1 pick and roll defense to ball handlers. So they are protecting the ball handlers, which leaves them being below average to big men, and Şengün will cook Vucevic or Drummond inside, like whenever he gets the touch inside. He even scored 22 against the great defense of Miami Heat and against Adebayo. And yeah, I just think this should be a smash spot for Şengün, because if Rockets, with how well they are defending pick and rolls, Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green both pick and roll dominant players. So if Houston Rockets have any chance to win this game, it should be a great game from Alperen Şengün. And the way he's playing lately, I think this is a good line for him.
All right, so there you have it. First play involves Şengün over, Kobe White under for minus 105 there. Also now, apparently this one's coming up at MGM for a better price as well. ESPN Bet has a better price on this one as well. So check out your options for that one. In the second play, we're also going back to DraftKings here. It's for the Wembanyama blocks over 2.5 and 18 plus points. I'm not sure, Pips, in the year and a half of this show, you've ever taken a player on a blocks prop. Maybe we've had some stocks involved with like Jaren Jackson Jr. last season, but going for the blocks here for Wemby. Talk to us about this one.
Yeah, since he started playing at 5 last 10 games, he's over this line in 8 out of the last 10, and he averaged over $4 a game during that period. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's blocks. It's weird bet, But as I said, like he's actually over in 10 out of the last 12 since starting at the five. And the Detroit Pistons are sloppy and just not a great players, and they will just tunnel vision drive to the rim, and when we will have so many easy opportunities. Usually when I did bet blocks privately a couple of times over the last couple of seasons, and I usually want to do it against terrible teams, tanking teams that have a bunch of young players that not know that don't have enough experience to know when to try to get the layup or dunk or something. And yeah, this team, like he could get couple of, if he gets minutes against Wiseman, and he should, that should be at least one easy. And with Ivy trying to win so many times, and with Killian Hayes being insane player that he is, I think he should, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets five in this game, five plus. So milestones should be great. But like he played against the Portland team that were down so many players. They were playing like Scoot and Kamara and yeah, just poor team. He had seven in that game, and last two games he had five against Cleveland, five against the Bucks. The only game he didn't cover was against the Boston Celtics, and that's a very experienced team that didn't want to run onto Wembanyama. So I just think like this is a smash spot, and also combining with points, we saw Sabonis killing them inside, and the Pistons defense is terrible overall. So Wembanyama should have it easy inside, outside, whenever he tries to score, he should have it easy. They don't double; they just leave single coverage. No way they can defend single coverage Wembanyama. And it's correlated. If he gets good minutes, he should cover both. So
All right. So there's the second play, Wembanyama on both those lines. We go to our third play to take Shea Gilgeous-Alexander under 33.5 points. We got it minus 105 at DraftKings. There's a bit of a chance this one's going to see some movement today. Is there a bottom number you'd play this to, Pips?
30, 33 and a half for minus 125 worse.
All right. Minus 125 is the basement for this one. So plenty of wiggle room involved, but we're getting minus 105 for Shea here. Talk to us why we're going to fade Shea against the Heat.
Yeah, it's very difficult matchup for any player, and especially for Shea. I mean, they are not allowing any foul free throws, and he's very strongly dependent on his free throws. If you take a look at this graphic, I did filter out every game he had more than 10 free throws, and we got this, and that he was under in 70% of the games when he didn't get over uh, 11 plus free throws. So this is showing 10 or less free throws, because Miami Heat allows third least free throws in the entire game. So I doubt he will see more than 10 free throws in this one. And when he doesn't get so many free throws, he is not crashing this line. As you can see, even the overs were like 34, 34, 35, 36. He's always close to the line. Last season against the Miami Heat, he was held to 26 and 27 points. I think Spelstra knows what he's doing. He'll play zone. He'll put bodies in front of him, and he'll just build a wall with the Bema Adebayo. And yeah, I think if there is a guy that can stop Shea from scoring 34 plus points this season, it's for sure Miami Heat and Spelstra. So I kind of trust his coaching, that he will do whatever it takes. And he's one of the best coaches ever in the league. He just got this big contract,
Fat
and
contract.
he
Yeah.
deserves it. Deserves it. He's making something out of nothing almost every season, and somehow always end up in the finals. But more so, like Thunder's lack shooting, and I don't think Spoelstra will care with leaving Dort wide open, or Giddy wide open, or Jalen Williams wide open. So he will just take away everything for Shea. That's how I see it. And just let everyone else beat him. And if you have wide open Giddy and Dort, you don't care. Like, you honestly, you don't care. You just need to take away Shea. And I hope and I think Spolstra will do exactly that. And Shea can even have a great game and end up scoring 30 points.
All right, so let's go to the final play that we gave here, and it is in the Wizards Pacers game. It's Jordan Poole over 16 and a half. We had his under 18 the other day, and or last week I think it was, and it was way under on on his line. But today we're going to the over. What's going to be different about this Pacers matchup where you want to play Jordan Poole to get his points?
So even in that last game, when we had him on the show, I spoke about high correlation with playing against the pace and playing against the terrible pick and roll defense. And this is a prime example of that. So Indiana Pacers are playing the highest pace in the league, and they are second worst pick and roll ball handler defense. We can see from the play types, his most dominant way of scoring is pick and roll ball handler. And if we take a look at the graph, he first game against the Pacers, 18 points, the terrible pick and roll defense. Against the Bucks, 30 and 26 points, both terrible pick and roll ball handler defense in high pace. Next game against the Pacers, 30 points. Against the Sacramento Kings, 28 points. Orlando Magic, terrible pick and roll defense. Even though they are overall good defense, he still scored up 30 points. So he is almost going under in every game against slow pace and good pick and roll defense, and going over in every game against poor defense, high paced, and poor pick and roll defense. So yeah, I just think like first game of the season, 18 points against the Pacers, 0 from 6 from 3. So he didn't make any 3, and he still ended up scoring 18 points. Then he had 30 points against the Pacers. Similar matchup to Pacers, Bucks 30 and 26. So yeah, I'm just taking this graph. You obviously use filters with him having 13 or more field goals, but I'm using that because it will be high paced, and he had a high usage in high paced games. And if you take a look at and he gets the field goal attempts up, and that's usually in high pace, he is going over in almost like 75% of the games this season.
All right, so there you have it, guys. 4 plays for today's show. Hopefully, a big day on the show as well. Really get this season going once again here, and some great spots to do it, despite maybe one of the smaller slates. But we wanted to talk about John Morant's injury and the Grizzlies' outlook going forward. But there was a request in the chat from Badger Boy. Somebody's watching every stream here. I want to hear my comments about Darko Rajakovic's rant following the Lakers beating the
Let me
Raptors.
guess. Can I just guess? Like full support.
Of Darko?
Yeah.
So okay. So as far as the officiating is concerned, some of the box score stats are a little bit skewed because the Raptors fouled the Lakers intentionally for like 4 or 5 straight possessions to end the game to try and get back in the game. However, the officiating still wasn't very good. It felt like a lot of just the close calls, 50-50 stuff always went the way of the Lakers, unfortunately. I don't think it's quite as bad as people are making it out to be. But it wasn't good. However, people are kind of going overboard with it. Darko in this spot here, I think he's recognized that a fine is coming his way, and he is just going all out here. His team is, I think they're 15. We're 15 and 22 now. He's just trying to fire up his team. He's defending his guys. I can respect this. I don't think even he quite believes everything he said there. He said, I think he slipped in Scotty Barnes going to be the face of the league one day in his rant. So I think he's just trying to fire up his guys and boost morale. The Raptors have the second night of the back-to-back tonight against the Clippers. So part of it's right, like the Raptors, like all these talented players getting through every time. There's contact a lot of the times, and these aren't being called, but the other way, the Lakers are getting the contact. So I think there's just a whole bunch of variables coming together, boiling up the frustration here, whether it's the loss, whether it's the Raptors' record on the season, whether it is part of that being the fishing, and it all kind of culminates together to this explosion from Darko, reminiscent of Fred VanVleet last season against Ben Taylor. Now, Darko didn't call Ben Taylor out by name specifically in this one, but he was pretty close probably to doing so. Yeah, in the chat, what do you guys think of the rant here? And Pips, I don't know if you saw the entire game. It went pretty late, but what do you think of the rant?
Yeah, I didn't saw the entire game, but I saw the entire rant, and I'll just say some players are good at drawing fouls, some players are not. Scotty Barnes certainly
No.
falls in the group where he is not good at driving fouls. And truth is, he is driving to the rim a lot. And but over the last 2 games, 3 games, he had total of 2 free throws. So he got to the line once over the last 3 games, which is insane. We take a look at the amount of time he drives to the rim, and
Yeah.
that's a lot. But he is not driving with force. And Darko said he's driving with force. He is not driving with force.
Well, he is,
He
but
is just,
he's around contact. He doesn't take the
yeah,
contact.
he's driving with force if it's not crowded. But if there is body in front of him, he'll just look for a kick out always and not crash into this. I saw it many times. The only player good at driving fouls on Toronto Raptors is Pascal Siakam, and he didn't have many free throws last night. Last night he I think 4, yeah,
I don't
no,
even think
only
he had
three
4. I
free
think
throws.
he had 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean take a look like Scotty Barnes 2 free throws, Reggie Barrett 3 free throws, Siakam 3 free throws, quickly 3 free throws. Yeah, that's for sure not correctly officiated. Like maybe not anything huge, but it does look kind of insane. But on the other side, Anthony Davis had like half the team free throws, and yeah, Thaddeus Young him.
Well,
You
he got
can
fouled like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of minutes when they're intentionally
yeah,
fouling. So his numbers are a bit inflated there.
yeah. I mean, yeah. If you take a just look at the box scores, you are furious. If you take a look at the game in context, a bit less for sure.
Still
But
bad, but it's still
yeah,
bad, but it's not as bad as the box score makes it out to be. Personally, with the
I
rant, I like
mean,
it. I like it because he's defending his team. He's trying to fire
yeah.
his
As I
guys up
said,
for tonight's
I
game.
expected you to say full support for his rent, not for the game. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I could I can criticize him for putting Thaddeus Young in
But
single coverage
let's
against
talk.
Anthony Davis first quarter, but this is good.
Let's talk about something more important. It's always against the Lakers.
Yeah,
Somehow,
they're I want to okay, I'm going to
the
quickly look up their free throw discrepancy this season and see like how if this is like a theme.
last season it was absolutely
Yes.
insane.
Yes, I know. um
I don't
Last
know
season
how
was
it goes
like crazy. They were in first by a very very wide margin. I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
be able to find this right now, but
I think you can get it on State News, but yeah,
okay, I'll look stat news quickly. But do you? I mean, do you think that there is like even a subconscious bias? Like I don't think our refs are actively out here searching to give the Lakers calls, but do you think that subconsciously something about the Lakers makes refs want to call things?
not about the Lakers, about LeBron and about the Lakers and about LeBron. I mean, yeah, it's like insane stuff, and it's happened. This is not first time, and it's happening a lot. And yeah, I mean,
Yesterday it just felt if LeBron got touched, they were gonna call it pretty much.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, I understand that some guys will say like, okay, he's LeBron James, he gets the always like superstar treatment is the thing in the league. Yeah, I'll say that, and they have two on their teams, and they are getting their fouls.
so I'm pulling up StatMuse. They don't okay. The StatMuse you have to pay for now, so I don't have the full landscape of the stats, but the Lakers are attempting this season 24.3 free throws a game, which is it's actually 8th in the NBA. I don't have the full data on the free throw discrepancies. Maybe if I had more time, I could pull it out. But like, yeah, yesterday was kind of a good example of the Lakers and perhaps the officiating just being enough on their side. The Raptors lose. I mean, every point mattered. The Raptors lost this game by 1. Now, Siakam hit a buzzer beater 3 that didn't matter because it was a 4-point game. So whatever it is, they lose by 1 to 4 points. Every point mattered there. And Emmanuel quickly
So
fouled out with 4 minutes
uh,
left. That matters because the Raptors don't have quickly to end
I
the game.
just put one number, and Lakers allowed the least free throws attempts to opponent this season.
Wow, that's a bit surprising. Like the fact like that it's repeated, on a year like
Yeah, they were
again.
also the same last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's a little bit strange here. So
I
I
mean,
don't
there
think.
is some coaching about it. Like, okay, we don't foul as a team, and we drive heavy to the rim because we don't have shooters. So there is a bit of
Yeah,
that for sure, for sure.
but last season I don't have the numbers top of my head, but it was an insane difference. I
Yeah,
get it. The Lakers can be first because LeBron and AD are amazing and they drive to the rim and they have no shooters, so they're always getting looks at the rim. Defensively, LeBron and AD play heavy minutes. Maybe they're taking a bit of rest on defense as well, so they're not going hard every single defensive play. They don't want to get into foul trouble. All of these can kind of be considered, but the level it was last season in particular is just insane. I don't think refs are actively helping the Lakers. I just think something subconscious about reffing LeBron, reffing the Lakers at the crypto.com arena, formerly the Staples Center. I think all of that just plays in a little bit. Maybe this is a bit of further evidence. We'll quickly touch on as well. We wanted to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies post Ja Morant injury. So we saw the Grizzlies struggle immensely to start the season without Ja Morant. Came back, they started to play a little bit better. We were wondering if maybe it wasn't too late for them to make a push to make the play-in tournament, but RJ Barrett is now going to miss the rest of the season. Pips, what do you think the outlook is for this team? Obviously, this season seems a little bit lost, but beyond this season, do you think the Grizzlies can get themselves back to near the top of the Western Conference?
they could next season, but I don't know what's outlook for this season. Probably shopping around smart. I saw some something on Twitter. A couple of people mentioning they could start shopping for Marcus Smart. The season is done. I don't know, will they even play Jaren Jackson Jr. and Bane for the rest of the season? If they do, they will probably shut them down like last 15, 20 games. They will be tanking for sure. Last night they blown out Dallas away on the road without Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if they want to tank, they need to tank and get good pick because this season is a huge waste. And yeah, it's they're in a tough spot. Like no one expected before the season, before the John Moran stuff, that this will look that it will look like this. But yeah, they just lack any talent on the team, especially on offense. They are really struggling. So not in a
For,
good spot at all.
for this season, I think it is what it is. Ja missed 25 games.
Yeah.
They put themselves in a massive hole. I don't think even with Ja playing the rest of the season, they were going to climb out of that hole. So I never advocate and want people to get injured, but I think this situation is decent right now for the Grizzlies. Ja Morant, this season-ending injury isn't the type of injury that's going to have a prolonged effect on his career. He'll be back next season. They're going to get a really good draft pick this year. Add in another piece to this team and go at it next season with Desmond Bane, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and probably a top five or at least
Steven
a
Adams
close to a top five pick in the draft.
and Steven Adams.
And Steven Adams will be back. I don't think this is the worst case scenario here. I think worst case would be just missing out on the playoffs and then still not having a good draft pick. So this isn't the worst situation here. I think their outlook pretty good once again, as especially as maybe some other teams in the Western Conference start to fall off a little bit. Will the Suns be the same? Will the Lakers be the same? Will the Clippers be the same with James
Quick
Harden's
question.
contract?
Quick question. Have you maybe seen any minutes of Clippers and Phoenix game?
The when they played each other,
Yeah,
or
last
just in
night I
general?
think it was.
I didn't see it. No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was insane. Just uh, the my talking point. So these teams, like it was insane to watch. I like if you can have time, I advise you to watch the first half.
Yeah.
It was insane level of basketball. Like James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George against KD, Beal, and Booker, and both teams stood their ground on defense, and it didn't matter. Like every shot was going in. It was this crazy level of offensive performance, like insane shot making, high level basketball, and Phoenix got blown out at the end. So Some
Yeah.
alarms should run in the Suns team. They are mightily underwhelming so far.
Yeah. They need to make I don't even they need to make some changes. I don't even know what changes they can make. They just have like no assets left. That's they're gonna have to maneuver in some way because obviously with the team right now, it doesn't look like I mean they might not even make the playoffs at this rate, let alone go win an NBA championship. Do they may still have a losing let me just verify. They may still have a losing record. They were close to it,
Yeah,
but
19 and
they last
18.
time I checked, they were well behind the pace as far as the Western Conference standings. Yeah, they're ninth. Okay, they're ninth in the West. They're 19 and 18 now, and the
In,
Utah Jazz
fun,
has
fun fact
82 and
about it,
20. My God.
Utah Jazz didn't even try to win. They were down Lowry, Markkanen, so many like Clarkson half the season, Lark Markkanen half the season, playing Kejonte George, Chris Dunn, Kelly Olynyk lineups, all kinds of bullshit, and they are only one spot away from them
Yeah,
in the West.
that's what I'm saying. That's just
Yeah,
crazy. So, ooh, trouble. A lot of teams in some peril here. Perhaps the Lakers with some officiating helping them out sometimes. Perhaps maybe
yeah,
not them as much. But let's round off the show here. We have 4 plays to recap, 4 free picks that Pips gave out for today. If you're tailing these picks, make sure you hit that like button. Get us up to 50 likes on the stream for today. We're almost at the milestone. Help us get to that point. Smash the like button to support the channel and subscribe for daily content like this on weekdays. All right, first play we have is in the Rockets and Bulls game. It's Kobe White under 20.5 points and Alperen Şengün 18 plus points. We're going to play at minus 105 at DraftKings. MGM, ESPN Bet had better prices for this one after we gave it out. So go check those out to see where you get the best price. In the second play, we're going to the Spurs and the Pistons. We're going to take Victor Wembanyama over 2.5 blocks and 18 plus points for plus 100 odds at DraftKings. The widely available option is DraftKings, but ESPN Bet once again has a better price here. In the third play, we're going to take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We got it under 33.5 points for minus 105 odds at DraftKings. This is good to minus 125, so make sure you're line shopping to find the best price because this 105 is gone. Fourth play we have here is the Wizards. It is in the Wizards and Pacers game. We're going to take Jordan Poole over 16.5 points for minus 108 at Caesars. This one should be pretty widely available right around that minus 108. So 4 plays on the slate. Let's hope to have a winning day here. Celebrate that for Thursday. Me and Pips are back here. Same time, same place tomorrow for more from Pick and Roll. Thanks so much for watching.